Welcome guys back to another video in the channel. Today we're doing the FA Cup semi-final preview of Manchester United versus Chelsea. This is the FA Cup game and it promises to be a very interesting one on BBC Sunday 19th July, and hopefully this could be a very entertaining game to see who gets into the FA Cup final. We're doing a match preview for this one. If you guys want to check out the other one, which is Arsenal versus Manchester City, you can see that in my channel. If you just scroll down somewhere you'll find it, or I may even put a link in the description if I feel bothered. So let's get into the preview for this game. Obviously, Manchester United and Chelsea are chasing Champions League football in the Premier League. So this game could show a good indication of where the two teams are in terms of 1v1 records. Obviously, they've played each other 4 times this season. That's very crazy. And this game promises to be a very entertaining one. You know, this promises a lot of goals. And again, the two teams, I think in terms of the two teams, who has the better one, I think it would be quite equal because both teams have sometimes quite frail defenses, but sometimes quite strong defenses. And the same goes for the attack. And I think the midfield for both teams are quite strong in my opinion. So these teams are quite equally balanced and hopes for a very entertaining encounter. For Chelsea, in their last game, they actually had a 1-0 win against Norwich. Obviously, Chelsea, I think, in their performances, they have been quite shaky recently. And Manchester United, I think they had that 2-0 win against Crystal Palace. Obviously, it was very good for them, but again, a quite shaky performance. And before that, they had the 2-2 draw against Southampton. Obviously, wouldn't be very good for them, but you know, in terms of the race for the Champions League, and obviously they have Leicester breathing down their necks as well for Man United, and Chelsea are around them as well. So I think for both teams, I think they'll be taking this quite seriously because it is a chance of a trophy. Even though both teams are chasing Champions League, I think both teams will be up for this game. Going into the Manchester United team news, Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams were both missing from United's squad, which beat Crystal Palace 2-0 due to injury. Shaw picked up an ankle injury in the 2-2 draw from Southampton, while his replacement Williams suffered a head injury which needed stitches. Solskjaer hope both can return in some capacity for Sunday, though Timothy Fosu-Mensah performed solidly on the left flank in a rare outing at Palace. Elsewhere, Axel Tuanzebe and Phil Jones remain sidelines, while Mason Greenwood has started despite 2 quiet performances of late. As for Chelsea, Lampard is hoping N'Golo Kante can recover from a hamstring injury to feature for the Blues. It is more likely that Kante will feature as a substitute given Chelsea's crucial Premier League run-in, especially with Billy Gilmour out for the season following surgery on a knee injury. Olivier Giroud may be given the nod up front after his winning goal against Norwich, though Tammy Abraham may fancy his chances given his pace up against Harry Maguire. Now, despite Chelsea sitting above United in the table, the Red Devils must be favourites given that they've beaten the Blues 3 times already this season. Form does tend to go out of the window when it comes to cup football, but Lampard will have to make changes to prevent Solskjaer getting a 4th win over him. Head-to-head records, as mentioned earlier, United have beaten Chelsea 3 times this term, twice in the league and once in the EFL Cup. The Red Devils are unbeaten in their last 6 against Blues and have a history on their side with 81 wins to Chelsea's 54, along with 51 draws. And even looking at the odds, Man United are favourites to win 5-7 and Chelsea to win 6-4 and over 2.5 goals it's even. So I think looking at this, United do look favourites in this game for obvious reasons. Obviously, looking at their form, they have won a lot of games, to be honest. And I think in this game, I could really go either way, to be honest, and it depends who's actually on their game. I think Tammy Abraham could actually fancy his chances, like this report did suggest. So I'll be going into the predicted lineup for Chelsea, and starting off in goal, I'm going to go with Kepa Arrizabalaga, and for me, I think he has to keep his place in the side. He has been playing quite well and he's got a few clean sheets of late, but I think he will start in this game. Right back, I'm going to go with Azpilicueta. He's obviously playing quite well and he's Chelsea's #1 right back, so he's going to play in that position. And centre back, I'm going to go Rudiger. I think he is a very good player, and I think he will have to start in this game. He's one of Chelsea's best centre-backs, and I say something, he's going to start off great centre-backs. So yeah, next to it, I'm going to go with Fikayo Tomori. I think Tomori didn't play against Norwich, and I think Zuma also picked up a yellow card, which isn't great. So I think Fikayo Tomori will come into the side for this FA Cup semi-final. Left back I'm going to go with is Marcos Alonso. I think he is right now the best left back, and he will continue his place on the side. Going into the midfield, I think Kante will play in this game. I do think Kante will come into this game, even though he's got a bit of a knock. I do suspect he could be back in time for this game, and I think he will play in this game. Next, I'm going to go Kovacic. Kovacic did pick up a yellow against Norwich. Didn't have the greatest of performances, but I think he will play in this game, and hopefully he can do quite well in this one. Next to him, I'm going to go with Mason Mount. I do think they need quite an attacking midfielder to, you know, try and press that United backline, which can be quite frail at times. So I think Mason Mount will come in for Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who did play against Norwich. And up front, I'm going to go with Willian, Abraham and Pulisic. That is quite a pacey front three, and I think that is what they need against Man United. Obviously they have Wan-Bissaka who's quite pacey, but again, the two centre-backs they have, Lindelof and Maguire, aren't the fastest, and I think anyone would fancy their chances in a running race against the two. So that is why I'm going to go with that front three. Now, looking at Manchester United's predicted starting 11, starting off in goal, obviously I'm going to go with David De Gea. Obviously he's their number one keeper, and that's the end of that. Wan-Bissaka I think will play in right back, Lindelof, Maguire, and I think left back is quite a tricky one, but I do think Luke Shaw will come back into the side for this one. I don't think Foster Mensah will be able to get the job done, especially up against Willian. So I think he'll be, the back line, as I said, just will be Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka. And the two in midfield I think will have to be Pogba and McTominay. Sorry, I'm going to go Pogba and Matic in my opinion. I think Matic is quite experienced up against his former side, and I think he'll be needed in this game quite heavily. So I'm going to go with Pogba and Matic in this game. In the three, the attacking three, I'm going to go Greenwood, Fernandes and Rashford. They're the two that played against Crystal Palace, and I think they will continue their run in the side. Rashford obviously did score in that game. And up front as the main striker, I'm going to go with Anthony Martial. Obviously did score in that Crystal Palace game also, and I think that sort of front four for Man United have to play in this game. They have been excellent for them, and one of the reasons they're in the position in the Premier League they are right now. And I think again, quite an entertaining game against Chelsea. And going into my predicted score now, this is quite an interesting one. I'm not too sure how this one could go. This one could really go either way, and it's, you know, for me, I'm going to give Man United a 2-1 win. Obviously, looking at their previous record, Chelsea will be a bit phased from that, and I think United have a slightly better team, in my opinion, to win this game, slightly better resources. Obviously, two teams have got a few injuries to deal with, and it'll be interesting to see what happens, so that's what I'm going to go with. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.